You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
There's no Niall. He's on his travels now till the new year. And it's me, Brian. We
Yeah,
do not have.
not
We don't have no destination weddings for us.
no. I like to think of it as Niall going to sleep for the like the Odin sleep, but for
Yes.
Niall. And if he wakes up and he sees his shadow, we got more winter. It's all the things rolled into one, basically. Yeah.
This week we're talking. This episode we're talking November 29th to December the 5th, 2025, and the anime contained therein. Starting with Spy Family episode 46, Anya's era has come. Which I remember, this is like hops around in time a bit. It opens with our heroes,
Yeah.
Anya,
Getting
Becky,
their Stella
Bill,
awards ceremony.
Damien getting their, the Stellar Stars because of their bravery during the previous arc.
Initially, I
Um,
was thinking, I was like, what the fuck did Becky do again? And they did remind me in this episode. I was like, oh, that's right. She fucking put out the message and shit. Actually, that was vitally important. Now that I
yes,
think about it, yeah.
yes. Uh, yes, she was the sensible one. The other
Mm,
three were
mm.
just brave without
Yeah.
really properly thinking things through. Um, and then we get like a flashback back to the just after the hijacking, where uh, Anya and Damien are like the last two waiting for
The kids
parents.
haven't. The rest of the parents have picked them up, and they've been told to keep it hush by the government. But they're just there, kind of awkwardly waiting, and he's trying to, like, as is standard for his character, and also in this episode, like, he's trying to have a sincere moment with Anya, but it's Anya we're talking about. So he's trying to be like, yeah, no, that thanks, that was cool, that kind of shit. But she's like reading his mind and going like, oh, I can use this, and no, you can't. You're too stupid a little kid to figure this out. Um, it's still funny. It's a great bit, and I get why they do it constantly. The bit where your power's fucking through, and like Anya's like, "Hey, I'm all right, ma'am," and then the tears start welling up as the child suddenly realizes, "Oh, I'm no longer in danger. Now to let my emotions
Yes,
out."
yeah, that's very well done.
Yeah, that
And
got me
then
as well. Yeah, that was good.
yeah, Dave is like, oh yeah, I guess they'll have to take me home because neither of my parents are going to show up. But then Melinda shows up, and we learn that Yor had overtaken her car on foot.
Mm, mm.
um, and initially, she's glad to see Damien and all very warm. But when Damien asks
And it's the
her,
other thing, Anya's reading her mind as well, and it's
yes,
like it confirms everything. It's like, oh my god, I was so worried about you. I hope he's okay. Wow, he must have been through some traumatic shit. And it's just like all this shit going through her head. And Anya's like, yeah, this all checks out.
yeah,
But then Damien says, like, 'cause Damien breaks down as well. He's a little kid. He was in danger. His mom's here to pick him up, even though he didn't expect anyone of his family to pick him up. And so the tears come out, and he's like, hey, don't tell Dad I was crying. All right, he'd be disappointed in me. Please don't tell him. And that's when the switch flips. And it's not that she now hates Damien in her thoughts. There are two distinct fucking thought patterns in her head at once that are contrasting like completely from each other.
yeah. This is a scene that works much better in the anime than it worked well in the manga, but it works
Yeah,
much
it
better
did.
in
It
the
did.
anime because
Mm,
you're hearing both the voices at the same time, which you
yeah.
can't do in the comic because you've got to read one
It, it,
sentence, then another
y-
sentence.
unless you overlay the text on top of each other and make it unintelligible, but like that's not
Yeah,
really what we want to do. Yeah.
yeah. This is like much. This makes her mental state much clearer um,
Mm,
than it wasn't because in the comic it feels super sinister.
mm.
Here it feels like, oh, you're not well. Um,
Yeah, yeah, it's coming across that like because there's the initial thoughts that was just like, oh, Damien, my precious little boy, I love you so much, like the standard expected mother thoughts that you would think, and then it's like, oh, how disgusting, it's like I should never have come. It's just like everything against it, and it's obviously because the dad was fucking brought up, and something's fucked up with him, there's some fucked up shit he's involved, and the fact that he wants his dad to be proud of him, and he wants to be like his dad, and that kind of shit, that really irks her. Obviously, yeah.
then we go back to the present day. And this is where Anya's success against getting another stellar star starts to go to her head for the rest of the episode.
Hmm.
First of all, like Lloyd thinks that she's masking trauma, and so therefore she takes advantage of like
Yeah, and
getting
she knows
extra
that her dad was
treats.
also there in disguise, but he couldn't show up
Yes.
because he was supposed to be out of town. But so he's like, "Oh, dad was there, so he knows that I've suffered a trauma." It's like, "Oh, Anya would like cake." He's like, "What will get you the biggest cake thing?" Yeah, and it's obviously all the parents dropping their kids, or the kids are getting dropped off by car by parents and guardians and stuff rather than by the bus because obviously the buses might be held up by the secret police for investigation purposes or something now. It's just like, yeah, they're not using buses right now. Maybe they'll go back to them eventually. But yeah.
And then we learned from conversation with Damien and his two buddies that uh, Melinda had made him dinner that night. And this is also, I think, where we first see Jeeves's face. He's just been a voice on the telephone, I think, up to
Yeah,
now.
he's standing in the background as Damien's eating in the dining room alone, but with like the two butlers. One is Jeeves, and he's kind of like, "It's probably not my place to say, Master. So just let me like pretend this is just me talking to myself. But your mother did make everything you see by hand for you herself." And he's like, "Oh, like she's not there. She's gone back to the villa. She doesn't live at the family house." It's like there's something fucking going on. You don't know what yet, but the fact that his mom made the dinner for him is like makes it taste all the better. And he's just like, that's he appreciates the gesture as a little kid. Like that is nice. But he's also getting like the girls at school, the little girls at school are kind of like, hey, Damien, and it's like, oh, hey, how's it going? It's like, oh my god, he said hi. It's like that's the famous Damien of the bus jacking incident.
Yes.
It's like, oh yeah, I guess we did save all the kids in two different classes. Yeah, we're pretty famous
Yes.
now.
Which is
Hmm.
why Anya has started marketing herself as Double Starlight Anya, um, and is telling all these posh kids about this being a commoner.
Because
Um,
they think they've equated being a commoner to being highly successful. So it's like, what's your home life like? And it's like, I have to eat poisonous food. And it's like, whoa, that toughens the body. I see, I see. And you're just thinking, it was just like, what the fuck do I do at home? And let me exaggerate. I have to study real hard. It's like, that's normal. My dad tells me to study though. It's like, yeah, yeah, he would. That's normal. Is it? And she's like, more ridiculous lies. That's what I need. I have to fight a white monster. Play with the dog. That's not the
ye-
same thing, but you know.
and then she comes to the plan of like, oh, what if I just invite Damien to my house rather than trying to get to Damien's house?
If I become so wildly popular, he wants also to figure out what my home life is like. So I'm going to play that up. He's like, fuck, I got to go over to Anya's house with my dad. And again, this is the standard. Everyone in the scene in Anya's mind is being played by Anya, except for Bond, who's still played by the same voice actor, which I did like. She can't quite do the woof. But yeah, so he'll bring his dad over, and that's fucking plan A fucking success. But because she's a little kid and can't keep fucking two thoughts in her head at once, she's getting distracted in the ridiculousness of lies to the point where Damien's kind of like, she's just bullshitting, don't fucking listen to her. And she's like, all right, fuck you specifically then. And forgets her plan and starts pushing him away rather than trying to lure him in. Little kids.
Yeah, and then he has to promise to buy those cakes that she invented that he was going to buy her, and then he bought her and wasn't able to give to her. Uh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
essentially, it is very much. It is almost the mirror of the Ranma Akane relationship of uh,
Yeah, but at
the
least
parent.
you can
Yeah, they constantly.
unlike these things which are like young adults and teenagers and that kind of shit, like these are little kids, so you can forgive them for being shitty. Like
Yes.
basically, that's fine. They'll grow out of it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Ranma, they should have really grown out of it by this stage. It's like cop on
No.
a bit.
Well, we'll get to because this week's Rambo, I
Yeah,
was like, oh, feels like the clearest I see of like why Ranma and Akane are attracted to each other, even though they refuse to admit it. But we'll get
yeah,
to that
yeah,
later
yeah.
on. Yeah, I think that they just ends with them sort of back to their normal bickering. Um,
Hmm.
that will continue for the foreseeable future, at least this season.
Yeah,
Uh,
I really enjoyed. Like, I know it was kind of like this is the the more denouement of the arc kind of thing. But I see leaving it for the next episode, like as the thing, even though leading off on the what the fuck is up with Damien's mom is a good cliffhanger. They have to do it partway through the episode here, but I get narratively why they do it for the show. It makes a lot more sense.
Then we've got Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider, episode 9. Show me your Kamen Rider. What does that mean? It means show him your Kamen Rider. Um,
But first we get the fight between Tojima and
Yukarisu.
Shock. I was going to say Shocker Grunt number 3. Yukarisu Shocker Grunt. Sometimes he is referring to her by name, but mostly he's calling her Shocker. You're just Shocker. I don't fucking care what your deal is, even though you're married to my brother. Again, tentatively married in spirit. Legally,
Ichio.
no,
Yes. I mean,
no.
this episode really exposes Ichio a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I like the initial thing because we know that that's not going to be like the main thing of the fight, and it's like, yeah, he's gonna told you, man, the main character is gonna have to be able to beat this one Shocker Grunt because like he punched the monster on his ass. That's why we're having a tournament in the first place. But I appreciate his thing. I was like, hey, are you going to transform? I was like, I really want to fight Shocker, and he's doing it like in the weird horny way. He is for not for this girl, but for Kamen Rider related things. I want to punch a Shocker. That's what I
Yes.
want to do.
Unlike later, when Yuriko is definitely horny for Mitsuba,
Oh,
when she
yeah,
sees
no.
Mitsuba's body and goes, "Oh, hello." Didn't know this was going on beneath that
There's a bunch of
manager's
horniness in this.
outfit.
This is the most the least sexual fucking horny of the episode of the various
Yes.
horny scenes in the episode, and he does like when she does transform just by getting she's because she's not going to transform, but then he pisses her off enough that she does. So then he's like, oh fucking right, and he punches her so fucking hard in the face. Like there's so many great face punches in this episode. Just people's like the slow mo kind of like wobbly fucking thing. It's really great, but I think the highlight for me was when her face is all swelled up, bleeding profusely out the mouth and fucking nose, and her, I was gonna say boyfriend, her husband, runs up to her and it's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And then they start macking, and
Yes.
it's the combination of cartoon kiss sound effects,
Yeah, it's the sound effects are
realistic,
so.
just people making sloppering fucking sound effects, and not us not looking at this because just the idea of the blood and the snot and everything just everywhere, and it's everyone's reaction that makes it so fucking funny. It's
Yes.
it's very good.
It's the sound effect and the length of the sound effect.
Yeah. So
uh,
gross. Yeah, because of
yeah.
the blood and snot and everything is what I'm saying. Yeah, and probably loose teeth at this stage. But yeah,
And then it's time, and all through this is going. She is like, "It's time for us to fight now, brother. Come on, stop kissing. It's time for a fight." Which
the
is
one where he
then
has to punch their kiss apart is another
yes,
thing.
because then Mitsuba changes into his gi, because he has actually learnt a martial art rather than just copying moves he saw on TV.
See, yeah, this is why. Like Mitsuba's shown to be kind of the real deal, and God damn it, what's his brother's name again?
Ichio is the older brother. Yes.
Ichio has perfectly captured the moves he has seen on TV, including doing the flip spinny in the air to the point where you can like it does like 3 camera takes of it. Like that's how good he's copied the fucking TV thing. But a guy spent his fucking 40 years, 30-ish years
Yeah, I think it's
punching trees in the
33.
woods.
Yeah, 40 for Tojima. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I was saying, he's been punching trees. This guy's actually learned martial art. And our other Kamen Rider, she fucking worked out. She's fucking like done the work basically. And it's just like this guy's a fucking punk. He's just copying the shit from telly. It's like no, you actually have to put the effort in as well. That's the thing.
Yes, because at one point Mr. stops and goes, "When did you learn? I can't remember what martial art it is." He
Oh,
goes,
it's yeah, it's one of the specific kind of counters to Aikido. The idea of like deflecting and that kind of
"Yeah,"
yeah.
and he's like, "What? Don't know what that is." I was doing
He's
this move.
accidentally learned it by copying Kamen Rider, basically. Yeah, and which makes him sound like your Dragon Ball martial artist prodigy kind of shit. It's like no, he's accidentally learned martial arts. He's never went out of his way to learn a proper fighting art or work out. Like that's the other fucking thing. Like he's probably strong, but not as hench as the other fucking ones. Ah,
Yeah,
dear. But
which
yeah,
is why ultimately he loses that, and the fact that he's tried to goad his brother into doing the titular thing of showing him his Kamen Rider. Um,
There's so many moments where, yeah. So obviously, we initially get him like changing into his gi, and you're one kind of going like, "Holy fuck!" Because yeah, he gets a bunch of naked scenes in this. There's one pan up of his body showing like his thing, and it's just like it does keep his dick censored out, but like you see the rest of his musculature and internal fucking nervous system at one point. But anyway, so it's very horny at him, but it's also trying to big him up as a cool guy. But yeah, he loses to his younger brother because, and not because his younger brother is better at him than fighting, which is like 100% true. He's just like, what if I try Kamen punch again? It's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna flip you again. Like that's what it is." But the explanation of it is just like, no, I can't go down. Kamen Rider can't think. It's like you need to show me your Kamen Rider, and everyone's like, what the fuck does that mean? It means he wants him to show him the Kamen Rider, and he's just going like, right, right, like he's a Dragon Ball character powering up. And it's like, what is he doing? And it's like, and then Tojima is also going right because he's feeling it, and they keep seeing them flip into their actual TV show forms. It's like if you have the true sight, you can see them actually turning into Kamen Rider in front of you, even though it's two idiots in a field beating the shit out of each other.
yeah,
And it's by goading his brother into revealing his Kamen Rider that he has a flashback to the end of Rider Man, which is like, oh, I need to embody Rider Man, not actually know Aikido perfectly. That's the thing that will win the fight for me.
I think because yeah, the other big part of the story is because we get in flashbacks the
Yeah,
first time they fought, which was fighting over who was going to be V3, and Ichio won, breaking his little brother's arm in the process.
to
Um,
make him like the like Rider Man who had like a
yes,
cybernetic arm. Yeah, yeah.
uh, and so at one point in this fight, Ichio has, sorry, Mitsuba rather has Ichio beaten, but Ichio says, "You should have broken my arm when you had the chance, because now I'm going to get out of this position." And not really carry on the fight at this point. Then it just becomes mainly screaming at his little brother to show him his Kamen Rider.
Like he,
Um,
he doesn't have any moves that can actually land on his little brother kind of thing. So when he's
no,
doing like the rider walk and shit, it's just like what does that do? It's like it looks fucking cool. Like that's what it does.
yes, yes, because essentially because of what the Aikido that the younger brother knows is, yeah, he just deflects the strikes or moves out of the way of the strikes. It's, yeah, he has his big brother under control through most of the
Hmm,
fight.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and then when he wakes up, is then you see it's Tojima and Yuriko out there getting ready for their fight, and he assures them that no, they really are Kamen Rider and Tackle. That is who they are now. I'm seeing them as this. Um,
Again, like they're seeing the true forms of them. I did appreciate your one kind of like when she wakes up from getting unconscious in round one, she's like, oh, "Did you win?" It's like, "Yeah, I did." And she's just immediately going to the older brother. It's like, "You fucking shit! I fucking knew he'd beat your ass."
yeah, 'cause, I mean, I was expecting it to be Tojima and Ichio in the final. I was pleasantly surprised that
Hmm.
Ichio is not good at fighting, because it makes sense that he's not good at fighting.
He's the one I want to say nearly most obsessed with Kamen Rider of his family.
Yes.
But he seems to be the worst fighter, and that includes his sister, who is not obsessed with Kamen Rider.
No. I
Hmm.
do wonder whether I get the feeling there's not enough time, I don't think, to get into
Hmm.
why she's good at fighting.
Yeah. Okay.
But I kind of hope it is, because the stuff. But the thing is, they've rearranged a bunch of stuff. So
Yeah.
the bit with the other shocker combatant last episode, who's hunting down the rogue shocker combatants,
Yeah.
that happens after this in the comic.
But they want to see this in, so this stuff is happening in the background. We'll get to that
Yeah,
next. Yeah. Yeah. I understand why they would rearrange that.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping for more, because I feel like there is no, unless they do an anime original ending, of which I don't think there's enough time in the remaining episodes of
Yeah.
the core. I think it's going to have to leave us with some sort of cliffhanger for
Which I'm
future
fine with.
stories.
Like as long as they start releasing some of it over here, so I
Oh,
could
and
read it, or
well,
yeah.
they are. Tai should
Yeah,
have got the
that's the thing.
license. Tai should have got the
Excellent.
license. It's coming out in English.
Excellent. Okay, okay. cool. Like
Yeah.
I'm fine with waiting as well. Like I often hear people talking. It's like specifically of anime and kind of things that of broadening your palette and stuff, and don't just watch like shonen things and that kind of stuff. And I was like, I get what you're saying. That's a good thing to do, but this is such like high quality shonen nonsense. Like I'm very I'm very on board, and it knows it. Like it's a parody of that shonen nonsense where they're like literally like shouting the first syllable of rider at each other to power up. Like it's not it's so much fun and it's so goofy and it's having such a ball doing it, like yeah, great crack.
It currently runs in a comic called Comiplex. Uh, in Japan,
Okay,
it's an online seinen manga distribution site.
okay,
Uh,
okay, so kind of like manga plus, kind of like an online one rather than print, yeah.
yeah, it used to be in Monthly Heroes. I wonder if that's a defunct magazine or whether it's. Although it's still got a website. So yeah, no, I guess it's got. There's a whole bunch of Ultraman characters in suits on the current cover. So there we go.
Okay.
Looks like a lot of Ultraman stuff in there.
Mm.
Yeah, excellent episode. Enjoyed it greatly. Looking forward to the next part.
Mm.
Then we've got Ranma 1/2, episode 10, Love Letters in the Source, in which Ryoga arrives back off another simple journey he's made incredibly complicated.
He
And
has also went to the wrong place and therefore brought a souvenir from a different place than he was intending
intended to.
to, but yeah. That's also
Uh,
that's way too big a souvenir. Like, don't bring an entire one of those Tanuki fucking statues, like the big ones, the ones you see outside. That's too big.
yeah. And Yukio has cottoned on after fighting Ryoga to begin with, because Ryoga's like, who's this man getting in my way? I'm going to fight you. And Ranma has to.
Who's this man defending Ranma? He's an enemy of mine. And Ranma's
Yes.
like, nah, nah, dude, he's a she. Don't get like. And again, that's kind of the regressive kind of things. But we are talking about old-fashioned guys in this fucking thing. But what this episode really does well is you know those kind of old kind of comedy things of like a guy enters in one door looking for someone, they're not fucking there, he leaves, that guy enters in the stage left, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing, but with people knowing who is in what form and who transforms and who doesn't, and who is in disguise and who isn't. Like it's that a lot of the time, and it does a really fun job of it. And it doesn't like by the end everyone knows who everyone is except for
Yes.
yeah.
It's a French farce with martial arts. It's
Yes,
essentially
thank
what
you.
it is.
Mm.
Yeah. So Yukio's like, okay, this guy, he's got a crush on Akane. This is perfect. I will set the pair of them up, and that leaves Ramba just to me. Though I guess technically Shampoo, but Shampoo's not in this story. Um,
She hasn't met Shampoo yet. We haven't added that complication to the thing. Yeah.
yeah. So she's going to do the love letters in the source, uh, deliver a okonomiyaki to Akane, inviting her on a date that she can go on at the restaurant with Ryoga. It'll be perfect. Set you up. I can go on a date with Rama, unimpeded by Akane, this girl who claims she is not in love with Ranma, but Yukio is like discerning enough to know that that's not the case. I've got to.
Yeah,
Uh,
she is genuine competition. Like there is sparks of flying, and not just the angry ones
yes,
that tends to be between those two.
despite what the pair of them say, yeah. Uh,
I like that when she's laying out this plan for him and making the omelet with the love letter written on it. Like that's a simple enough scene, but the fact that he keeps leaning on the hot plate counter to emphasize himself and keeps burning himself, is like, okay, this would be very an expository thing, except for the physical comedy that you've added to it. It's very well done. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Hapasai takes a bite out of the message, and then that leaves Akane
He
to.
bites the signed your man's name. He
Yes,
bites the signature off, and therefore it just sounds like "meet me at the fucking restaurant at Saturday so I can kick your ass." It sounds like that out of the context of it's from Ryoga. Then it's probably this context. Yeah, that's
yeah.
it's
So
really funny. He just appears to fuck up the love letter and then disappears for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, so now Akane thinks, "Oh, Yukio's challenging me to a fight. Okay, sorted." But then Ranma thinks that it's a date, and then when he's like, "Oh," he bets that she's not going to show up. If she does show up, I'm going to dress as a woman and run around town. Is it 100 times? And
Yeah,
then when he gets
yeah.
back to the dojo, she's saying things that then he misconstrues that she's going on the date, not going for a fight.
She's like,
Even
"I'll show them when I arrive there Saturday." And it's like, "You're going?" It's like, "Of course I'm fucking going." And it changes like the musicals things where it sounds like challenging music to like the romance farce comedy music when Ranma reacts to it. I was like, it's yeah, it's really well done.
Yeah, and this was the bit where I was because this is where it's like, oh, the things that he is coloring as uncute, which is
Mm.
her martial arts aggression and ready to go into combat at any point, is actually the things he finds attractive
Yeah.
about her.
See, there's many attractive women in this. There's many women who want to fucking get with Ranma, but this one is attractive because she's violent and martial arts and
Yes.
angry, which is like that's what he's into. It's like, yeah, but he hasn't figured that out. Obviously, that's the thing.
No, yeah, but yeah, he's unaware of that. Yeah, and so they go on their first date, which when Akane gets there, she figures it out and it's like, okay, I'll just humor
And she
him.
just thinks that Ryoga's been. It's no, that's the thing. She doesn't know that Ryoga fancies her. She just thinks, oh, you fucking strong armed him into it because you're trying to get me away from. It's like, all right, the poor Ryoga's like he's such a nice guy. He'll do whatever the fuck you ask him to do. And she didn't realize that no, this is a thing he fucking wants, and he's too shy to bring it up. So your one's trying to stop being a third wheel, and it's like she's cooking for him, and then she's like, all right, I'm gonna fucking bounce, so you guys can go to the rest of your date.
Yeah. And how does Ranma ruin this to then cause her to go on a second date with Ryuga?
Ranma arrives dressed. I'm trying to remember if he arrives at the park or does he arrive at the restaurant. But he
Uh,
arrives dressed in drag. Sorry, he's changed into a girl, but he's
that's
put
on the
on a
second
wig.
date. That's on the second
That's on the
date.
second. Okay, that's on the second one.
I'm trying to remember how he ruins the first date that then causes Akane to go on the second date. Because that
Yeah,
he's not he that's when
yeah.
he gets jealous is when Akane volunteers to
Goes on the
go
second one.
on the
Yeah, she
second date.
asks him out. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah, yeah.
is then
Okay.
his plan is like Ryoga is so stupid. And also we've also established at this point that there are loads of parents setting people up with fiancés that they're unaware of. I will
Yeah,
dress up as a woman he's never seen before and claim that I am. Oh no!
his fiance.
No, maybe he does come in. Yeah, no, he does come in the first point. I'm thinking the second point is when he ends up in the river and then comes back out.
He ends up at
Yes,
several points does he change into girl Ranma and dress up as a different girl so
yes.
Ryoga doesn't recognize him. Like
This is
just
why
a
it's a
wig and a frilly dress. Like
yes.
that
No,
that's his plan. Yeah.
you were right first time. Yes, he comes in doing his disguise the first time, which fools Yukio and Ryoga, but not Akane.
But it's
Um,
also the thing of he is traipsing through town. He's doing laps around town dressed as a
yes,
woman, like he said he would do if he failed, which he did because she did go on the date. But he's doing it like in the stomping, like it's like I'm gonna fucking show him, and everyone in
yes,
town's like, "What is up with her? She's acting fucking weird." This random woman. But yeah, so and he's like,
yes.
"Holy shit, I had a fiance." It's like, oh my, I don't know what to do about this. It's like he's trying to do the right thing. He doesn't know what to do because he's stupid.
Well,
Is the
yes,
problem?
because he's like, oh, I need to uh, like let this woman down gently until this woman says, "I know that you turned into a pig, and I'm okay that you turned into a pig." At which point, then
Which
Ryoga's like, "Oh my goodness, a woman who will accept me for who I am."
Yeah, this is the point. This on the second date where Ranma has tackled him into a bush to explain to him is like, listen, I know you're a fucking pig, but I'm not gonna fucking let anyone know. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna fucking blab about it. Which he's trying to reveal to Ryoga that it's like, it's me, Ranma, the guy who knows you're a pig, and it's like a woman who accepts me for turning into a pig. I may never get another shot. And if the girl I like finds out that I've been turning into a pig and snuggling up to her at night, she might be kind of pissed off about it. So it's like, maybe I fucking got to consider my options here. And Rama's like, no, fucking. But he can't reveal that he's Rama because it's like, well, I am trying to put you off this situation. So it's, yeah, that very awkward thing of who knows what and who doesn't know what. But you, the audience, can see the spinning plates basically.
Yes, and it is also like Ranma is becoming more and more. it's no longer feels like a curse that he turns into a woman. It's like this is a tool I get to use. The fact that I can turn into a woman. Um,
I think before the second date, is it Ryoga ends up in the acupuncture, the acupuncturist, the medical fucking thing, and that she's kind of like, oh, sorry, fucking Ranma's been such a dick. And he thinks that she's holding his hand under the sheets, but Ranma has
yes,
forcibly turned himself into a girl, hidden under the sheets to grab his hand as a girl. Like, it's just like he's turning into a girl for his own benefit constantly now. He's still a guy, he's still he, but he is gender fucky and gender flippy for a gag. Like, he'll do it. Kind of like Bugs
yes,
Bunny, I guess. Yeah,
yes, yeah.
it's not
It's
far off
very
that.
Bugs Bunny. Yes, it's like the he's entirely comfortable with the female version of
Yeah,
himself, except when
he's been
people have got
turned
longer
into
arms.
her long enough, so yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and then then they go out on the boating lake, which then Rambo tries to ruin, gets knocked into the water, then somehow has brought the disguise with him, put the disguise on while in the boating lake, climbed out of the boating lake as this woman, this fiance cursing Ryoga, tried to push him into the water so that he'll turn into a pig in front of a Kane. And Ryoga manages to escape, uh, but
By hopping across Ranma and random couples boats on the
yes.
way. Yeah.
But then he's like, okay, because he's now like, okay, while that wasn't my fiance, that was Rambo in a wig. My thoughts were that I wanted to be with a woman
My
who'd
heart
accept me as a pig.
betrayed her.
Yeah,
Like, I basically I betrayed her in my heart, where I thought about not being with her. I thought about being with Ranma. I want to say Ranma and drag, but I'm not sure it counts as that. It kind of is, because he is a guy even when he's changed into a girl. But anyway, I was like, so I did betray her in my heart. So I need to say goodbye to her forever, because I don't deserve her if I was willing to, even for a second, think about going off with another woman.
yeah. And then he immediately runs into a spinny hose thing in the park and it gets turned into Peachan. And they're like, hey, Peachan, what are you doing here? Yes, Peachan, what are you doing here? Um, uh,
And she's like, Peachan, come to me. And he's like, no, I said I'd never go to you. All right, I'll go over to you and snuggle into you and kind of thing. And it's just like, you can't say no,
no.
because he still fancies her. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and while he is a creep for doing it, the innocence of him throughout the rest of this episode does lessen the creepiness
Yeah.
of him being P-chan. Um,
Mm.
but obviously, eventually, it's a Rumiko Takahashi story which goes on far too long. So eventually, she will introduce characters who are the right person for everybody to fall in love with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And which is fine. Like, you can kind of go like, oh, maybe that character worked better with this fucking one, because it's clearly like which is very standard, I guess. That's not what this story is, but your harem type stories, where it's like, this is the main pair, and all the rest of these cunts are just distractions. Like, so don't fucking worry about it.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what this is. But we're having fun with it. The point is the farce of it. So don't worry about
Yeah.
people getting together in time or not.
Yeah, there's also a bunch of Akali's dad chasing Ranma around in armor for having a third fiance.
Oh, that's right. He's found out this fucking episode. I listen. I like all the characters, but I do appreciate when they focus in on the shitty dads, because they're really funny. uh,
Yeah, they are. But yeah, particularly just Genba staying in panda form to avoid taking any responsibility.
Again, he's gotten very comfortable in his alternate form. It's just like, well, I can't talk when I'm a panda, so I refuse to take part in this conversation by jumping in a lake. Nothing you can do to stop me.
Then we got Digimon Beatbreak episode 9, Utopia, in which we go inside the egg.
Yay! And they keep calling it an egg, which I appreciate. I forgot they do just straight up call it. Oh, I love the egg. Like, where are we going to go in the egg? You want to go to the egg shopping mall? Yeah. We got a bunch of background stuff as well for, I've forgotten the kid's name. The
It's
one who
like
keeps taking out the cool shades.
Macho, is it?
That
Uh,
sounds right. The one with the, crap. I can't think of the fucking bat Pokemon. Digimon.
uh,
Careful.
Chiropomon,
Yeah,
yeah, Chiropomon.
Kiripmon or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no additional O. Shiromon.
Okay.
Makoto Kuoji. Yes, because we learned that he was born in the egg,
Hmm. He's
and they're like,
from here, whereas everyone else, as we see in like the opening thing, it's a lot of people kind of coming in on, I guess, on the bus for like the day trip thing. It's like if you're on a day trip, like they announce it on the bus. If you're on the day trip thing, you can only go into the shopping district. You can't go into like the residential and shit. And he's like, "Hey, we couldn't scan your egg on the way in. Do you mind if we do facial recognition?" They're like, "Holy shit, you're from that prestigious family." He's like, "Yeah, it's cool, guys. I'm gonna make my own way home. Don't worry about it." Because they can't scan his egg because it's in a fucking Digimon. Is
yeah.
the
Then
main problem.
once he gets in with the Digimon, they change the system to make the other two be janitors so they can come in because they're looking for shiny Digimon have been spotted inside the egg, and it's worth 600,000 yen. But there's these other sinister pair going around, sinister man
And
and a
they're like
sinister child.
6,000. It's like that'll fucking, or is it 600? Whatever amount is. They're like, it's small change, but yeah, I
Yeah,
guess we could
six
do
hundred
that. To them,
thousand, I
this
think.
isn't enough. This isn't enough. But our main cleaners, I was trying to remember the name of the group. They're like, holy shit, that's fucking good money. We gotta sneak in there and do this job. And even our the boss of the golden guys is kind of like, dude, are you sure you want to go back in there? You don't have to do this. He's like, no, 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 it's cool. It's part of our job, so I'm fine with doing it for that. Because he doesn't want to push him back to this life that he'd left behind. Because clearly he lives in the slums rather than in the big egg, so he's happier there. Doesn't want to go back to it, but as part of the work, it's okay. So they get in with the facial recognition because they just hack it to change the janitor ID pictures. And I think it's Carrotmon who does that as well.
Yeah,
Just sitting him down where the egg would normally go, and he's like hacking the system. Which I love the fact that we get a counter one of that later when they have to take like a, I can't remember what they call like the little auto driving cars, but they have
yeah,
to sit Geckomon in it. He's like choosing destination, but as Geckomon, like fucking
yes.
sat in the egg thing. Like Geckomon's driving, which is like the guy you really don't want driving, I would think. But yeah,
Well, it does a pretty good leap over all those other cars when they're all
that's a
blocked
traffic
off.
jam. Yeah.
Which there shouldn't be. There shouldn't be a traffic jam. Well, it turns out there's a traffic jam because there's some sort of shit monster leaving golden shits all over the shopping district.
Hmm.
Um,
I was thinking of the phrase, "What you can't shine a turd," but I guess you can. Yeah, I think this is a holdover. I remember this guy from like older Digimon. I think he was like a green slime thing that would throw shit, probably brown colored shit. But I'm guessing this is like a shiny version of that. But I think this is a leftover from like the original Digimon as like Tamagotchi kind of things, where if you don't clean up after them, they shit all over the place, and eventually they evolve into a shit monster, basically like this fucking thing.
yes, this is Gold Numeron.
Hmm.
Um, it turns out by the end of the episode that there was three of them.
Yeah, because they were chasing multiples. They were the bounty was for three of these shiny guys, but yeah. So they're like the main problem with it is that these guys throw down golden shits. They have like they're kind of like I was kind of getting like maybe that's the idea actually. The what was your man's name? The golden slime from Dragon Quest Die, because he's the slime with the wings. But this is like a shit
Yes.
monster with wings, basically, and gold as well. Is the other thing. So yeah, he's throwing his shits, and they explode into like a golden cloud. But everyone's reacting like it stinks of shit, which I do appreciate. Visually, I don't want to see that, but like, if everyone's going like, "Oh fuck," like, and just running away from like this stink cloud of gold, I'm just like, okay, that's kind of funny.
But yes, these other cleaners show up. Uh, God, what is her name? The little girl
Oh
is
yeah, yeah.
Haruko Yamada.
Hmm.
Um,
And as we
who
saw from the opening thing, her Digimon like possesses like the guy they were trying to get the bounty off of, in order to force him to give them the bounties, like to open up the program, I guess, to do the bounties.
yes.
And that works on Digimon and people. That this thing is what's it, Shademon or something like that?
Shadimon, Shademon. I guess
Yeah,
it's to look like it's got demon on because it's just
yeah,
this sort of black. So it's got like a face, but it's also covered in eyes.
It's a vague outline of a spiky shadow, like I guess you call it like weasel-like, except for the fact that it opens multiple eyes along its body, and also it'll jump into your shadow and possess you. So yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, this girl, if she ever went to a chocolate factory, she'd lucky to come out of it with a life.
it is that level of fucking kid, yeah. And it's the combination of, as we, again, we're learning, because again, this is the utopia, this is the cool egg that everyone fucking wants to live in, but everyone wants to get to not only in the egg and living in the egg permanently rather than just day tripping to the egg. They want to get to the higher echelons where our character is from. He's actually from the
It's
high
like a
rises
yeah,
in
it's
the
like a
egg.
yeah, it's like a tower because our guy tomorrow is talking to a guy who's taking a lunch break, and he goes, "Oh, I've got to get back to work," and we see loads of people having to get back to work. He's like, "Are you still working the egg?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, we've still got to become better citizens so we can get to move into the tower." Um,
Yeah, because the higher up you live in there, like the more your social status is thing. But if you do crime and get caught for it once, you're kicked out, and that's a permanent fucking record. That's a criminal record. It's like you're kicked out of the fucking egg. So this girl's dad did get kicked out for, what was it, like embezzling or some crime anyway.
yes,
And he really wants to get back into the fucking egg, and making a shit ton of money is the way to do that. And it turns out his daughter has a Digimon that can possess humans and Digimon, which is a great way for making a bunch of money because he can
yeah,
then sell the Digimon on the black market, do more crime.
yeah. And whoever he's talking to is like, "Oh yeah, there's a Shirobon here." It's like, "Yeah, I'd love one of those. Can you get a hold of that?" He's like, "Yes," and then he sort of manipulates his daughter into thinking that she wants one. And
And
so she
it's
was,
less so like he thinks he's being the master manipulator of his daughter. Like I think that's the way her Digimon is manipulating other people, but he thinks he's manipulating her. But she's
yes,
kind of like, because it's not him going like, "Hey, don't you want that cute little Chirpmon?" It's like, it belonged to your friend, remember? And she's like, "Oh, that fucking guy." It's like, yeah, I'll fucking take his Digimon. It was more so the idea that she gets to fuck up this other guy
yes,
who, from I think she was kicked out when they were in preschool together, basically, or something like that. They seem, it's like it was so many years ago, and it's like they're little fucking kids because they're still children in this. But yeah,
yes. And the dad, I'm trying to figure out who is voicing him because he has like the most evil voice imaginable in this.
it's a kind of like, it's the low throaty kind of drone he does. It's a nice take on it, of this
Yes,
guy
it
who's been through it.
is Yoshimitsu Shibuyama. What have we seen him in recently? He's Dr. Kanabo in Yaiba Samurai Legend. He
Okay, yeah.
was Roy Youngheart in Metallic Rouge. He was Desha in Ranking of Kings. Um,
Oh, I hear it in the Desha. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, it is like you cannot mistake this guy for being a good guy. He's just diabolical. Is the way his voice is. Um,
I think it's a combination of the performance, obviously the acts he's doing, but like the fucking dead eyes. Like it's a really good character design. Looks like he needs
um,
more sleep, kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, we end on a cliffhanger because oh no, they do take over our heroic little bat, and now he's gone bad and attacking them.
Hmm.
What are they going to do? Gekomon in the preview saying I'm not powerful enough. What-
Hmm.
Um,
And then they can't attack their friend and everything like that. The other thing that was weird about Shademon or Shadymon is when it's about to jump into your shadow and possess you, it shouts "Kill me," which is in English, which is a
oh yeah,
really strange
oh yes, because
activation.
this little girl's mean to this Digimon as well.
She's mean to that one because she's like, "Back the fuck off! I fucking hate you." Because she says as much, like, "You're a reflection of me. This is what I'm fucking like. Fuck you. I'm better than you, a manipulator," kind of thing. It's like, no, that's literally what you're doing, though, kid. Also,
Yeah,
her having the shitmon when they have possess some people just so they can live out of their apartment and eat all the stuff in their fridge. Having the shitmon sort of like dozy there, and she's just throwing stuff at its head, and it's like you start to feel bad for the thing because initially you're like, "Fuck this shitty Pokemon." It's like, okay, it doesn't deserve this, and then the two more that she also possesses also don't deserve it. It's like, They're just trying to live their shitty life. Like, leave them be.
Yeah, because they got in through the waste, uh, the water waste pipe, hadn't they? That's how
Yeah,
they.
when they're checking out where the Digimon might be hiding, it's we're way like there's a lot of rubbish like compacted and then put into cubes to be transported out of the big egg, but waste just kind of runs off into the sea because again, it's a floating egg on the ocean. Because again, we're some sort of environmental disaster fucking world. Again, that's the slight world building we get with the shopping district and stuff. This was constructed to survive hurricanes, typhoons, tidal waves, and it's just like, okay, what the fuck happened in this world, man? This is where Japan sinks goes, maybe. I'm glad I skipped it then.
Um, yeah, but I like how quickly we're getting this information.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
not keep like it's just feeding it slowly, but like in a natural way. It feels good.
yeah, because I was not expecting us to be inside the egg this quickly.
Hmm.
I thought that was going to be like a background thing we wouldn't get to like until episode 14 or something.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
then we've also got from Toei One Piece episode 1151, Her and Her Father's Dream, Bonney's Free Future,
Hmm.
in which I'm seeing double here, four Nikas. Um, yeah, this is the episode, the part of the story where Bonnie is convinced by Luffy, yes, you can turn into whatever I am. I know you keep on saying Nika, no idea what that is, but I'm fairly certain I have no idea how your power works.
Yeah, he
But I,
specifically says, I don't know how your power works, but I'm pretty sure it'll fucking do this. Don't know why he thinks that, but he's right, is the other thing. And I do like the kind of visualization of because it initially was a thing of Bonnie what's the fucking guy who's like the Spider-Man I always forget all the
uh,
saints names.
Saturn's the one who's turned into the spider.
Yeah, he's like, Bonnie, you're a failed experiment, you've lost your childhood, not innocence, but like a level of imagining fucking thing. Like, I wanted you to hit this thing, so it's like,
Yes.
I guess it's not going to work. But then she's inspired by Luffy to go, oh, and you can see the childlike one to return to her. It's like, I can be whatever the fuck I want, including one day I could be you, Nika. I could be Nika, and it's just like, I guess, like, I'm not sure that that's how it works, but based on how her power works, yes, she can do that.
Yes, because when she tried to change into Nika earlier, and that's when
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, you know about Nika," because I was like, I went back and checked. It's clear in the comic that he was not
Mm.
setting this up to make her into Nika, which is how it came
It's just
across a
setting
bit
her
in
up
the
to be
anime.
something, and Nika was a
Yes,
possibility, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, and he's disappointed that she can't. He's like, "Oh, that's a shame you weren't able to do that." Which okay, was he secretly hoping someone was going to turn into Nika? Um,
Well, I mean, like, if he can get a Nika that he can manufacture, like they've manufactured a
yes.
bunch of devil fruits, he could usurp the boss technically, right? Because that's the thing the boss
Yeah,
is scared of.
yeah.
Yeah,
We will see, because yeah, because we don't at this point in the anime, we've seen how they reacted to when Aimu sunk the island. Is like they were like,
yeah,
"Oh, that doesn't seem like a good idea," but we can't say
yeah.
no. Uh,
We can't tell the king of the world no, but we
yeah,
don't like that he just sunk a whole fucking nation. That seems bad, actually. Mm.
obviously, manga is we know where this is going, but
Yeah.
of this episode, there's a lot. The reason to discuss it is there's really good animation, particularly the moment the body transforms is wonderful,
Mm,
um,
mm.
and yeah, it's a thrill, an absolute
I
thrill
do
to
like going
see.
back to this now and again as well, just to see how they've done such a good job of the contrast of how fucking big giants are in comparison to
Yes,
regular people. Because we've had very big lads in One Piece, but it's just like, no, 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 giants are on a whole fucking level. Just the regular crew like scurrying around on the floorboards of the fucking giant ship like rats or something. Like, it's just, yeah, really good shit. And it does the animation really good as well, because obviously we've gotten the Nika, the Gear 5 fucking powers where Luffy is warping space around him. People's eyeballs bug out. The ocean is now made also of rubber. So it's just bounce. All the boats are bouncing on the surface of it. yeah, it's some really wild visuals that it gets across really well. And again, that fucking drum, man. Every time it kind of starts kicking in, you're just like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah, so first of all they did with Mars, and Luffy's like, yeah, we can't hurt these guys, so we just got to send them far away. Um, and that's when he like gets them to punch him repeatedly, and
He inflates himself, like takes the Mars Firebird's fireball power, and it's just like, ah, I'm on fire. And he's like, all right, guys, hit me as hard as you can. And
yeah,
Sanji and Frankie are like, oh fucking K, like they've been waiting all fucking day to
yeah,
punch Luffy. But obviously they're just like, the captain fucking said it. That's what he fucking wants. That's what he gets.
yeah. And then he's like,
Also,
"Ow,
I guess because he said
you
that
see."
you're hitting me and it hurts. And it's like, why does it hurt? It's like, you're fucking hitting me with hacking. I was like, does Frankie have hacking
Well, I
now?
guess this is where we learn that
Yeah,
Frankie,
I forgot about that.
Sanji, and Bonney have Haki, and they can hurt Luffy. Because I don't think we
Anime
were.
Bonnie is now also
Yes.
Nika, and she's like puts it into her fist because if he can do it, I can do it potentially in the future at some point, so I can do it now. Yeah.
Uh, and then Wakuri approaches, and but don't worry because under the sea, a robot is having a flashback.
It's the combination of the sandworm tried like raining everything it had eaten down on top of him, and then trying to sucking him in. And Luffy's just like, not gonna work, dipshit. I'm just gonna fucking come over there and kick your ass. So,
Oh yes,
but
we get that
the
as well.
giant
Yeah,
boar is the
yeah,
problem, obviously, because it's so big. Like the way it looms over the giant ship, you're like, oh yeah, I forget how fucking. Is that, yeah? Even the Marines reacting. Is that a pig or a mammoth? What the fuck am I even looking at? It's so big. But yeah, the something's it has heard. I mean, like, I guess he didn't just hear one Nika, he heard two, so that's definitely going to wake him up. Sorry, one Joy Boy. That's what he's hearing.
yes, because uh, the robot is having a flashback to uh, Joy Boy, where we hear Joy Boy's voice for the first time, played by the original actress of Luffy from the Jump Festa OVA,
Mm.
which is a nice touch. Uh, Sounds at this point much more feminine than Luffy does, but as it's a character who we only see in silhouette, who is to say? Um,
Who's to say Joy Boy is a boy? We don't know.
exactly, yeah.
It's just the
Uh,
name.
and entirely possible that we'll only ever see them in silhouette.
Yeah, that's the other thing, of course.
Unless we somehow time, because no, unless we're going to get Emu's flashback, which is a possibility. Um,
It's one of the things I always think with One Piece is like he's gotten so good at doing flashbacks and actually covering like multiple different characters and filling in multiple gaps in these flashbacks. They're so well written. They're always exciting. They're always adding new stuff. It's like, oh, that's why that happened in things I read years ago.
yeah, I
Um,
guess we do have to have somebody have a flashback about all that because we still don't know what crime Zoo committed that it feels
yeah,
guilty about. And
but
I've got
but
the
the other thing
sneaking
is like
yeah.
Oda could finish the whole fucking thing. They could get to the fucking One Piece and everyone would be happy. But then they could just do spin-offs like that he has no fucking involvement with
Yes,
and just live off the residuals, like,
or
which is fine. I'm fine with that too.
just answer it in an SBS as well, because of course
That's true. Yeah, yeah,
the way her transformation is phrased is a reference to the SBSs. Uh,
yeah.
because he'd be started doing these things where it would be like, can you draw character in age 40 and age 60? But it would be like
And then it
one.
was like he draw like if the timeline goes good and if the timeline
Yes.
goes bad. Here's Sanji if his life really went to shit, and here's Sanji if everything went pretty good for him, and he looks good in his 40s, that kind of fucking thing. Whereas he looks like fucking shit. So I did like that, and that was obviously tying into the Bonney stuff. Was obviously what he was planning, I think.
Yes. Well, particularly like the phraseology of it all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this giant robot then emerges from the sea, remembers what his purpose is.
Punches
So,
that fucking pig. What Joy Boy said, "You'll know when you know to come out and fucking do it." And he's like, "Oh, a big pig! I know what to fucking do." Yeah, this robot looks great. I was half expecting it to go, "Oh." But you know,
Yes.
it's a bit more chatty than that. But yeah.
Yeah, rises from the sea, takes care of this pig. Some other stuff with York and figuring out how to stop the broadcast.
It was the stuff with York and them trying to figure out, like, because they still don't know. The broadcast has restarted again, and it's just like, where the fuck is it being? It's the difference between where the signal's from and the other thing, and she's not sure. But they're like, all right, we just have to kill the last two Vegapunks because it's probably one of them, and not York, because we do still need York to access all of that knowledge. We also got a bit with Stussy and is it Kazeru, the
Uh,
giraffe man?
no, it is. God, what's his name
Yeah,
now?
there's a thousand One Piece characters, man. I listen. I'm bad at names in general. I'm fine with not remembering One Piece characters' names.
It's not them.
Hmm. Oh no, yeah, I remember who Kazera is now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is it another
Yes.
K name? And that's why it's throwing me.
It is another K name. Kaku is the fella's
Okay,
name.
okay. If I got the first letter right of a thousand fucking different characters, I'm happy enough. But yeah, it's given a little more emotional weight in this, even just as a side scene, which is nice because there's a lot going on in this episode in the first place. I also forgot how much I enjoyed the Dari and Froggy getting distracted dancing and then giving out to all their
Yes.
men for dancing instead of all of them putting out the fire that their ship is currently on. Um, just that's a
Look,
good bit.
hey, Nika's right in front of their eyes doing a dance, so
And you can hear, yeah, was it is it Dario Broggy first reacting? His head's bobbing. It's like, oh fuck, that's not even call it carnival music. He calls it like celebration music or something like that. Like he can hear the beat. Like everyone can hear the fucking
yes.
music, which is great. Yeah.
Yes, because it's the sound of Luffy's heart. We also like it. The extent of the transformation is made absolutely clear because Bonney does like the eyeballs popping out the head, massive cartoon
Yeah.
reactions as well.
Mm.
Um, so she does appear to just like be like, okay, right, I'm in the form of Nika now. Um, Luffy's like,
Mm.
I don't know what that is. This is just the way I am when I'm the most free. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, and we could probably like watch this till the end because then it's going on a 6 month hiatus.
Yeah. I fair enough. Like it's really close to being up to the right up on the coattails of the comic. So
Also, I think this is an indicator. That's episode information,
mm.
statistics. Yes, this is probably an indicator of things to come. This is an episode that covered 2 chapters of the
Okay.
manga.
Yeah. 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 That's fine. Like that's very quick pace for One Piece, basically.
Yes. Last episode apparently was 1 chapter and a couple of pages. This
Mm.
was the majority of 2 chapters.
Like I think One Piece kind of becoming, instead of like the ongoing behemoth, it becoming seasonal. Like that's probably one of the best things for it. And having, like, I don't know, like a movie, a special, a couple of remade episodes, the Netflix live action, having those things come out in the meantime means it's still in the public consciousness in between
Yes.
seasons. Like it's not, it's still there. It's just not ongoing constantly. It's still ever present though. Yeah.
Then it is Noble Farm, episode 38, Pigs. As this started, I wrote down, I was like, oh, I assume this is going to be called Pigs. Um,
Hmm.
and sure enough, it was. Uh, all about pig farming. A big chunk of it is what her mum used to do when she was growing up, of having to deal with the killing of the pig at the end of the year.
The
Um,
censored thing of like her, like they give me a pig at the start of the year and I'd love the pig and I'd feed the pig and I'd wash the pig, and it's just I love this pig, and then the dad is like going out on Christmas Day or like at the end of the year or whatever the fuck with the hatchet, and it's just like, and there was that one year where it didn't go so well and it's all like censored, like a pig running around with a censored hatchet in its fucking head,
yeah,
like all censored and horrific noises, and I was like, fucking hell, that's really funny. But see, the thing is, I've been on farms, I've been around pigs and stuff. Lovely fucking animals. If I had to raise one, I wouldn't be able to kill the fucking thing. Like, come on, like they're really nice.
yeah, and that is a plot point in her other manga about the
Mm.
agricultural college, is where they raise a pig throughout the year and kill it. Um,
Hmm.
so I also like the. I'm sure this has come up before, but he's not a character who comes up very often. Is like the granddad isn't
Who
drawn as
isn't
a
a cow?
cow. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a regular human being.
I presume that she drew her mom and dad and sisters as cows, and they're all like, "Yeah, cool." But then she drew granddad as a cow once, and he's like, "Don't you fucking dare draw me as a cow!"
Or
And so she's
or
like, "All right,"
or
like he gave her shit for it.
possibly he was dead before she was born, and so therefore she's just drawing the people she knew as cows.
That's fair. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
But that was where my mind went, because the grandmother we've seen as a cow when we had the story of her death, um,
Okay, right.
which that was why I was like, um, yeah, I wonder if whether it's just like she has no real memories of his face, and therefore he doesn't get to be a cow. Um,
I think I think it's definitely a thing where I think she's trying to be respectful, but I was wondering did
yeah,
he give her shit? But yeah, that your theory makes a lot of sense as well. I forgotten what the specific Hokkaido meal that they mentioned with the essentially
it
bacon.
it was like cook the pork in the frying pan and drain the
It was
oil, but
vague
yes, we like to keep the oil. We like an oily sauce.
because when I was watching it with Shannon and I was saying it was just like and it's like oh then you get a paper towel and you mop up all the oil and I was like don't fucking do that keep that fucking flavor in and she's like we fucking leave the oil in and I was like yeah there we go
And there's like,
because I
and
was
then
listening to the recipe I was like yeah I could fucking do that yeah that
and
sounds
then
pretty
it's like,
good.
yeah, you put these herbs and spices in, and then the editor goes, "How much of these herbs and spices do you put in? However much you like." It's like,
Listen, I like amounts, like vague amounts, like but like just whatever
yeah,
you fucking like. Easy
it's
recipes like that, I'm fucking all about as well. Just
yeah.
whatever you like.
I think the joke is that this is a recipe of which is very vague and
Yeah,
of no real specific help.
it's and that's the thing I like. I'm fine with recipes that are very specific amounts and everything, but I also like methods, and this teaches you the method, and I was like, that's pretty good. I also looked it up, and apparently you can put the I get essentially rashers in I think it was like potato starch and a mix of like a few one or two herbs like and I was like fuck that sounds pretty good I might have to give that a lash.
And there was a big thing about these are the 6 breeds of pigs we have in Japan, but we breed 3 of these to make the type of meat that you
The
find at the
perfect pig
supermarkets.
that has yeah it has the right amount of fat and the right amount of meat and the right amount of like tenderness that the Japanese market craves and it's a hybrid of these 3 breeds but you've only sold it as this hybrid breed name yeah.
But it is also clearly a question you ask people in order to go, haha, that's not even a real breed. Now let me explain.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of this is, and a lot of it is like you have to pause to fucking read the amount of information on screen, farming information. But a lot of this feels like shows what you know, editor. I know loads about farming. Like, look at all this fucking like it's very much a kind of gotcha to the editor, which makes it funny as well because we're not the bunt of the joke. Like it's the editor who doesn't fucking know, and also herself for being a
Yes.
shit about it.
Yeah, and also it's like, well, now you can do this to your friends who don't know about farming. You can do this trick on them.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we got Ganglion episode 10. I found the other fan summer, so I'm now able to watch these episodes again now.
Hey, okay.
It is Go Go Belbe Bus, in which our various henchmen uh, heading towards a mission on a bus, and there's a sign which tells them when and when not they can keep their masks on and
It's
take them
like
off.
the when to put on and off your seatbelt, but it's like once we're going over 80 miles per hour, I guess it's really hard for like a camera to fucking get your secret identity. So it's like that's fun. On the once we're on the motorway, we can take masks off and have lunch and everything.
Yes.
It's so like obviously it's a business trip, but it's so like fucking day out kind of nonsense.
And also, I have the question: why is there a drum on the coach with them?
I did, because it's a Ganglion branded drum as well. It's like,
Yes.
what is the mission that they're going to? Is it noise pollution? Is the new kind of pollution they're going to try? I don't fucking know. I'm excited to
Um,
see. But yeah,
and then the big gag is how the shocker combatants go to the toilet.
that like initially like the newbie being scared. It's like, don't worry, newbie, we'll look out for you, that kind of thing, and just. the rough people, the regular people at the truck stop where they have to put the mask back on because they've slowed down. But like this is their one toilet stop. They're wearing onesies. How the fuck do you think they have to take a piss? A bunch of lads with onesies down to their fucking ankles, arses out, pissing in the urinal. Just very stupid. Very good stuff.
And then they call on the Sobe to make a speech, and that's where we end it. He does not look happy that he's going to have to make this speech.
Or he's gotten into serious mode because now he wants to kick the ass of Hope Man, who is not dating his sister-in-law. He's not too happy. Now it's personal, Hope Man.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun because it is just like it is clearly just a satire on Japanese companies by just casting them as a villainous organization.
But that everyone just accepts is like, oh, the villainous organization has shown up to the truck stop to all queue to take a piss. It's like this just happens. It's an unusual happening, but it is a thing that just normally happens.
And then finally, we got SANDA episode 10, You, an Everlasting Moment.
Where we get to the peak of youth ceremony, which is going to be taking place as the sun's going down on this specific day. They have to time it for the sun, but the clock isn't like a clock of a time. It is the clock is the countdown to sunset. Is what the clock is, that it keeps cutting back to. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, at this point, this is the episode where it makes it absolutely clear, essentially, that Yagi Uda is essentially their dad now.
I don't think he's quite figured it out, but he's getting there. You know, that kind of way. He's just like, oh god damn it, like. Because again, we keep cutting back to him, and it's just like, here was how my misspent youth was. His peak of youth ceremony, where a girl decides, oh, this is the perfect time to confess to this boy that I like, and he's like, the ridiculousness of the situation, the farcicalness of it, just made him laugh like a fucking maniac. So his youth was ruined, and now into his 40s, it's still ruined. Even him having the conversation with the kids is like, this is the closest relationship I've had outside of booze and cigarettes, and like several shots of him like asleep in his shitty apartment, like hugging a bottle of booze. And it's like, yeah, you're building connections to children. You're their dad now. That's how this works. Well.
Which is why he ends up getting shot.
Yeah.
We also get Nico making her moves on SANDA, which leads to a proper kiss, as opposed to just a peck on the cheek.
Yep, proper kiss, romantic and shit. He's got a feeling. He's just like, wait, so it didn't fucking kill me. I need to test this again. And he's like, oh, and she's like, oh fuck, he's going in for another kiss. He's getting so serious. But then he's like, I think he's sucking. He doesn't know the proper.
Yes,
initially I thought they were presenting it as like, oh fuck, is he doing like an adult kissing her? Is he giving her tongue and shit? It's like, no, he's just like, I'm not sure what kind of pressure I'm supposed to be making here. So I've decided suction is the one to go for. So she's like, her eyes are rolling back where she's like, you've taken all the fucking air out of me. What are you doing? Why would you do that?
And isn't he like, what does the old lady told him that had made him confident in being able to do this? I can't remember.
Like you can't be afraid of hurting someone.
That's it.
Yeah. To be a proper adult, you can't be afraid of hurting someone. So obviously this would be like more romantically hurting them by like going in for the kiss kind of thing. But it's more so that he fucks up the kiss in a very childish way, which is the funny bit. Yeah.
Which gets him.
And he has to borrow her because they're wearing the traditional garb because it's a fancy party. So he's like, I'll borrow your red stole, and I gotta go meet a friend of mine. Sorry, I know it's like the peak of thing.
Because he hears a gunshot, so he's got to go investigate that.
And the other side, we got the two girls. Well, one's a girl and one is they keep saying adult woman, but I think it's just, again, she's embodying the things that she thinks she's supposed to. Oh, my body's grown up, now I have to act maturely. Because in this, she's acting very immature. He's like, oh my god, you're so cute with your hair tied back and your dress. It's like, you look great, you know. But she's like, I have to remain serious all the time. I'm an adult now. It's more so what she expects of herself as an adult, or what she expects adults to be like, as a kind of contrast. And it's just like, the thing of when her friend hears the gunshot, she's like, "I gotta go," because she can see, I saw you're agitated. You wanted to be somewhere else. Yeah, it's cool, but it isn't really cool because I'm an adult and I don't speak my feelings like a child. Damn, children are so selfish, doing whatever the fuck they want to do without
Yes.
considering people's internal feelings that you aren't telling them about. It's like, man, that's on you. You need to fucking speak your inner fucking self. But yeah, again, it's the childish perception of how you should act as an adult. That kind of idea.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we see that our killer child is threatening Yagi with her gang of other killer children. Um,
Well,
and
initially, like he's shown up to be like, all right, I need to protect this beautiful romantic moment and not let this kid's youth be ruined like mine was. So I got to go fight this child myself. And
yes.
it's like, ah, fuck, I can't shoot a child, even though the child has shot me. I
Yes.
feel bad
Well,
about it. Like,
practically he can't shoot the child because
oh
she's
yeah, when
below
he
his
pulls the
normal
gun,
shot. Yeah.
yeah, when he pulls the gun, he's aiming like at least a
It,
foot over her
yeah, it's
fucking
because he's
head,
like, oh,
like.
I've only trained for shooting huge men. I can't shoot a
Like
child.
Santa. Like I've trained to kill Santa Claus, who is at least 6 foot tall. So, all my training doesn't work for this. And also, like, it would feel weird to shoot a small child, even if she's evil. She might be evil, like from his perspective. Like the way
Yeah,
the show is, like,
she's
no, she isn't.
yeah,
But yeah,
no, yeah. Don't worry, Black Santa is here to save him, and he's like, "Why are you saving me? Because weren't you a child once?" Yes. Okay. Yes. Black Santa.
and you, small child, won't you be an adult someday? It's like, well, yeah, I guess so. I was like, well, then that means I can fight you. But she's brought all her bowl cut friends from the thing, and they all have knives and are gunning for Santa. Um,
That's okay. He's got a special technique, which is giving them a bedtime hug.
he basically like tackles them with the shoulders, brings them in, and he just kind of like snuggles in. It's like, and they're basically, he seems to be choking the life out of them, but they do it is it's a sleeper hold of a hug
Yes.
essentially. That does, he then gently lays them down. It's like, what's wrong with Santa hugging a child or putting them to bed? Not a damn thing. No one would say anything against it. Sure, don't they make him children sit into his lap? Sure, that's grand. Nothing wrong with that. Of course, while he's hugging like two children or swinging them around to pull them in for a hug, the other children are like taking fucking chunks out of him essentially. When they can get it.
Um. Yeah. Then she's got so many guns. Um.
So he's like, now it's just you and me, and she's like, well, you should have hugged me while you had the chance, because blah blah blah. Like he's taking a lot of bullets, and eventually pulls out a machine gun. You have a bunch of kids nearby. He's like, is that a fucking gun? I can't see from all the smoke. Oh, it's the evil class child, evil class. I can't remember what number class it is. They're like,
10, I think.
we better stay the fuck away, stay out of it, kind of thing. Even though this is exactly what Santa trained for. Santa trained for getting shot a lot. And even again, we have the teacher slash assassin of Santa going like, stay back, kid. I know this is what you trained with him to do, so he's going to be fine, and I'm protecting you, even though I'm currently been gunshot. He's still trying to mind the other kids. It's like, yeah, you're being a good adult, even though you've trained as an assassin to kill Santa Claus.
Yeah. It's Yeah. Then we've got does Femura show up at the end, or is she still on coming towards them through the rest of the episode? Because there's so many episodes where she shows up at the end. I often
Yeah,
assumed she's
she's on the way. Basically, like, because we leave off with her like leaving her friend, who is a girl, not her girlfriend. That seems to be the major problem. And also that one is childish, the other one's adult. Again, I question that, but I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing. She's running off to meet up. It's like, thanks for understanding and letting me off to do this thing. But her face is saying, is just like, I'm mad at you for doing this. But we also get part of her conversation with the principal from the last episode, where it's like, you've got the face of an adult now. That kind of, he's trying to go her into, I guess, kind of working for him, or working to his ends essentially.
yeah. It ends on the twilight timer counting down to 0. And
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're at the
uh,
peak of youth, so now it's all downhill from here, basically.
4 more years, and then you're an adult.
Hmm.
Yeah, I believe everything. I forget that while this is finished, this is 15 volumes, and while this is moving quickly, I think it's still going to have to be 3 seasons to adapt everything.
Okay.
But my understanding is this will end at what is the end of the first arc of the manga.
Okay. Cool.
I think they have timed that out perfectly again because they know how to time it all out because it's done, which is the
Yeah,
great thing.
that makes it a bit easier. And when you have those themes like that, if I'm not saying it was necessarily the case, but it's often the case when it's written. This is like we hadn't the themes figured out. We figured them out as we were going. It's like now you know where it's going, so you can pepper those in earlier and make it more
Yeah,
clear. Yeah,
because you look at the later covers and there's a whole bunch of characters we have not met yet.
excellent. It's fairly like contained. Like I don't think. Yeah, we haven't actually been outside the converted shopping mall school grounds. I don't think at any stage have we.
No, no, and we've
Hmm.
not really had
And it's a very
apart.
big faculty, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, and apart from your girl from class 10, I think that's the only person's parent we've had discussed.
Yeah, the we've been seeing a lot more of the kids' point of view and
And
two adults,
We know
one
Sanda's parents have gone on the run because they're of being descended from Santa Claus. That's the
mm,
other so we know they're not dead, they're just on the run.
mm,
But I think that's the only discussion of parents we've had. Um,
yeah.
uh, yeah, so yeah, there is okay. Um, we'll see if anybody turns into animals. Uh,
Hey, you know, someone could be a reindeer, that'd be fine.
that's why I said that because I just saw who's on the cover of Volume 8, and I was like, that hair looks like reindeer antlers. But it's not like her current comic, which is dogs and cats have been turned into human beings because of the declining birth rate in Japan.
She's making good use out of that as a plot point. Yeah.
Yep, good episode. I guess 2 more episodes, of which I think we're going to cover one before we have to take our Christmas break. But I think
That's
it's
fine. Over
what
Christmas is grand.
yeah, I think we'll try and get the stuff that has aired before we record to get so it's not quite a deluge. And particularly for things like Detective Conan, we won't have to try and remember the first half of a mystery.
Yeah. I'm halfway through a fucking holiday. It's like, what the fuck happened to this mystery? Like,
Yeah,
I can barely remember what happened. I'm not particularly good at the mysteries. I have theories, and generally I'm wrong, which I'm fine with. But
yeah.
yeah, no, we'll get a little bit of the extra Christmas stuff in before and a little bit extra after, rather than doubling it up after. I think
Yeah,
that's probably the best way.
I think after this story, it's going to be bad if I don't know who did it because I think I've read after this one the stories from the comic. Um,
Okay.
but that's no guarantee that I remember who did it because quite often the actual this as it where it's heading in the comic, quite often the actual mystery is the least interesting part of the story because it's just
It's more about the ongoing plot and the character interpersonal stuff that is the individual mystery is just like cool mystery. And if you do this trick at home with paper, kids, like you could make this thing is like that's fine. But then
yeah,
the other things are the ongoing character relationships, the ongoing plot, kind of that's the one that gets added to, because that's why we're skipping a lot of the filler, because like all those are probably perfectly fine mysteries, but none of them progress the plot or the
yeah.
interpersonal character stuff. Yeah.
I the other thing is well we discuss it more next week. We'll discuss this mystery is
Yeah.
I think possibly this one, or maybe because this one is not the next story in order of the comic. But they've reasoned the one we're going to talk about next week is because it involves the character who's the focus of the next film, and they just put the trailer out for the film, so they wanted
You want to promote that? Yeah. Sure.
they
Sure.
wanted brand synergy. Uh, but if this might be where we start getting absolutely fantastic executions of the mysteries. So
Okay.
it's not like we'll talk about it more next week, but this one is like, oh, that's a really clever way of writing a mystery. And that's how I felt
Mm.
pretty much every time I come to a new arc at the moment in Detective Conan is because
Oh.
there's one where
Yeah.
the setup is three guys collide in a shopping mall. They all drop their bags. Every single bag has something suspicious in it.
Okay.
And then they've got to figure out which one of these guys is actually which one of these bags is an indicator of some sort of crime, and who do these bags actually belong to.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's things like there's one where it's like you do the mystery and you're like, okay, we solved that mystery, and the end of the mystery, it's like, oh no, there's been another murder like two doors down from where we are right now. It's like
Related or unrelated or
unrelated.
okay.
So
Okay.
so you thought that you thought this setup was over. No, no, the setup's now going to continue into the next mystery. Um,
Hmm.
and so the high tension sort of overall meta plot isn't going to wrap itself up neatly with this mystery because, oh my
Yeah.
goodness,
Yeah.
something else has happened. So that's going to continue into that. So I we'll talk about this one in particular next week. But I
Hmm.
feel from this point out, the writing gets so good, and I don't know whether that's because he's decided to start wrapping things up. Uh,
I mean, that could
but
still be years, but yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, we're not too far off an arc which is going to wrap up a plot which has been going on for decades.
Okay.
Uh, so there's definitely movement.
Okay. Good.
But also there's not too many arcs left to adapt into the anime, so I think we might get a lot of filler next year.
That's okay. A break isn't a harm anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Rightio, that's it for this episode. We'll be back with more of the same next time. Goodbye.
Bye.